Well, hello. I thought I'd try out my overhead stand setup once again, but also what I want to do is do kind of a product review on a couple of really cool accessories for the Pocket 3. The second one was just delivered today, and so I was so jazzed about it that I wanted to do a review of it and talk about it. Here is the basic Pocket 3 camera. Right now it's turned off, and when you turn it off, it flips back to the lens is facing there, so it's not facing out at all, so it's protected. When you turn this on, if you don't know anything about the Pocket 3, one way to turn it on is just flip the screen, and then as you see, the gimbal just flipped around. And I tend to film in landscape mode, so the screen is flipped that way. But if you turn it this way, you can film in vertical mode if you wanted to. Vertical mode, however, is only in, I think it's 1080p, whereas you can do 4K in landscape mode. And all the things I tend to do, I don't do Instagram or TikTok or any of those things that usually I think people use vertical mode. And I like to film in 4K. So I won't talk about the gimbal of this camera or anything really about the camera itself. Just these accessories that I found have been really good for this. And if I want to shut this off, I have it set though. I just press the record button for 3 seconds. Because I'm not really showing you how to use this Pocket 3. My concern here is to show you these accessories. What I always tend to do, you can use the Pocket 3 like this, and the battery is inside. But if you want extended time, it extends it by, I think they said 60%. This is a battery pack, and I tend to always have this attached. So what happens is you have the battery power in the main unit, and when that drains, or it starts draining, I'm not sure if it does it right away. If you have this battery pack attached, just like that, it adds about 60% battery life. And so it replenishes this battery as it needs to. And so I tend to always have this battery pack attached. Also, it's kind of easier to handle with this longer accessory attached. And you can easily access the buttons and yet still hold the camera solidly. And so I always pretty much have this attached. But what I wanted to show you, sometimes you want, when you're not using it, you want, of course, to have protection, right? And so there are various companies who make protective covers for the Pocket 3, but some of them are way too bulky, way too big, and it kind of defeats the purpose of having this nice compact pocket size camera. And some of them I've found are a bit stiff, or they're just not as form-fitting, I think. And some of them, I feel, when you have to put it on or try to clip it on or slide it in, it's kind of tough to do that, and you kind of feel you might scratch something or damage something in trying to put that protective cover on. But what I found, I saw a review on this company, Chinese company called Sunnylife. Let's see. I have the box for the thing that came today. So, let's see, let's put it this way. So it's Sunnylife. Comes from China. But the amazing thing is, it fits so much better and is easy to attach and detach, and I never feel as if I might damage the, have to strain too much to put it on. And they thought of everything. Some cases that you have, they really didn't think of everything. For example, right here you have the micro SD card slot, and some of the cases cover that. And so you can't just put in or remove your micro SD card easily if you have some of those other cases, because they're covered. Also, they might cover, this is where you might attach a lanyard, which I do have, and sometimes they cover that. And so they kind of don't work for that purpose too well. But I found this company called Sunnylife, and by golly, they're well made. This was the first one. And the hinges, sometimes you might get a cheap case cover and it'll just be the plastic that will be hinged. And in time, as you keep doing this, sometimes you feel it might break off. But these, I don't know if you can see, these are actually, there's a metal rod that goes through the hinge, plastic hinge here. So it's not going to break. The plastic itself is only about 1.6 millimeters thick, or 1.7 millimeters thick, very thin, so it's very form-fitting, which is what I like too. So it maintains that pocket feel. And so this, and attaching this, you don't feel like you're going to break anything in trying to push it on or clip it on or slide it in or anything like that, because you don't do any real sliding. So this is the gimbal cover. So right here, this portion here protects the gimbal section, and this portion here protects your screen. And so all you do is you move the hinge back, and once again, that hinge is not just plastic, there's an actual metal rod in there. And you first put this over the screen like that, so it just fits right in. This is obviously 3D printed. So this gimbal fits perfectly. And then you just flip this over and you just push and it clips. And so it's very thin, very, yet it is protective. and it still doesn't feel like it made this thing much bigger or bulkier. And then when you want to remove this, all you do is you kind of press a little on these sides, and then you can easily lift it off, like so. So to put it on, I don't know if people put it on putting this part in first. You might. Yeah, you could do it either way. I tend to start with putting the screen cover flat, and then you just clip it. And then really easily you just press on these sides a little bit, and that releases. You know, basically when you press on these sides, it just pushes in these little clips. Okay, so I'll put that on, and then I'll show you what came today. And it works in conjunction with this. So you can use this, but you can also, with or without the extension battery handle, use this. Now this is a really cool, it's to cover kind of the bottom section, but it also has a strap, which I'll show you, where you can hold your, you can hold your camera like that for added security. Okay, this is my third try. Somehow the filming, I didn't have the right settings or something, and it didn't take the audio. So I'm going to show you how I use this. And first thing I do is I kind of loosen the hand strap, because you need some room inside here when you're using the latches. Okay, so what I found, the best way to do this is always put the lanyard through first, because if you don't, you won't be able to get this cover to fit. So I pull it through. All right, I have the lanyard string through the hole right in there. And the first thing I tried was to slide it on from the bottom like this, but then what I found was this edge was hitting the joystick, which is not a good thing. You don't want to push that out of alignment. And so I reached through to the back edges. See the back, my middle fingers are kind of touching the back edges, and I kind of pull them slightly apart, and I line up the holes with the two buttons and kind of press down, and it clips, and you're safe from pushing the joystick out of alignment. Now I'm holding the front, turning it around, and then I want to make sure I have enough room here. I don't want to completely take off the strap, because then you can't close it. And here are the short latch and the longer latch. The short latch is the thing that clips on, and so you extend it so it goes over here, and then you just press down on this longer latch. And there you go. That's what tightens it. And it's all properly assembled. And then you can fit the strap to your hand if you want to use the strap. And so I find that this is when I use it, if I went outdoors to use it, I would probably put the wrist lanyard on. That's just for added safety. And then slide my hand through the strap, which is another piece of security. And then with this longer extension handle, you can easily access the buttons. And when I'd use of course I wouldn't film with the cover on, right? And so once again, to remove that gimbal and screen cover, I just press on the sides slightly, and then it allows this to all come off. And then you will use it. Alrighty, so I hope this one works. For some reason my audio on the previous clip I made on this did not work. Another thing I forgot to mention, I'm not sure, but the only drawback, I think I mentioned before the prices of these, the Sunnylife, very cheap. $5.69 for this gimbal and screen cover, and $8.69 for this cover down here. So about $14.50. So very cheap. I can't remember if there was free shipping or it was some minor shipping charge, but it came from China, and so the only drawback would be it takes a while to get to you. It took, for this one that just came today, it took 16 days. I ordered it on June 22nd, I think, and so it took about 16 days. But it was worth it, because this is just so well thought out and designed and so well made. Okay, so I hope this one works. I hope the audio works on this one. The reason the audio was kind of iffy was I'm trying to use my DJI Mic 2 external microphone clipped to me in conjunction with the iPhone. So in order to do that, you can't use the iPhone's native camera app with an external microphone. So you have to use a third-party app. So I'm using the the free Blackmagic camera app, and was trying to figure out how to set it up to use the DJI mic external mic audio. And I thought I had it set right, but apparently I didn't, but we'll see on this one. Okay, so that's it. And to put the case back on, I might as well show you. Once again, so easy. I just set it over the screen, set this over, and just press down slightly, and it clips. All safe.